What are the most bizarre obsolete transportation laws? Have you ever wondered what strange laws used to govern transportation in America? Many of these laws seem downright odd today, reflecting a time when society had different concerns. Let's take a look at some of the most bizarre obsolete transportation laws that still linger in the books. In Alabama, it was once illegal to drive while blindfolded. This law sounds silly now, but it likely aimed to address safety during the early days of automobiles when visibility was a major issue. Alaska had a law that forbade tying dogs to the roofs of passenger vehicles. This rule came from a genuine concern for animal welfare and the unusual ways people transported their pets. In California, women were prohibited from driving while wearing a housecoat or bathrobe. This outdated law reflected old gender norms and concerns about modesty while behind the wheel. Arkansas had a peculiar noise control law that banned honking car horns after 9 p.m. in front of establishments serving sandwiches or cold drinks. This specific regulation seems to come from a time when noise was a bigger concern. In Colorado, it was illegal to drive a black car on Sundays in certain areas. This curious restriction might have been tied to local customs or even superstitions. Tennessee had a law that forbade shooting animals from a moving vehicle, except for whales. This absurd law highlights the odd specificity of hunting regulations, especially since whales are not land animals. Massachusetts once had a law against having a gorilla in the back seat of a car. While this may sound humorous, it likely served as a symbolic rule rather than addressing a common situation. In Nevada, riding camels on highways was prohibited, a remnant of a time when camels were briefly used in the American West. Ohio had a law banning riding on the roof of a taxi cab, which seems like a sensible safety regulation. Pennsylvania required drivers on country roads at night to stop every mile and set off flares, waiting 10 minutes for livestock to clear the road. This cumbersome rule reflected the rural road conditions of the past. South Carolina outlawed storing trash in vehicles in certain towns, which aimed at cleanliness but feels unusual as a transportation regulation. Texas had a quirky requirement that windshield wipers needed to be registered for a car, but there was no requirement for a windshield itself. Utah gave birds the right of way on highways, an eccentric law that emphasizes wildlife protection in a unique way. Rhode Island banned racing horses on highways, addressing the use of horses for speed contests on public roads. Many of these laws are no longer enforced or have been repealed, making them obsolete. They show how transportation laws once dealt with very specific local issues, cultural norms, or safety concerns in ways that now appear amusing. These obsolete transportation laws provide a fascinating glimpse into the past. They illustrate how lawmakers tried to regulate emerging technologies and behaviors with rules that today seem quirky or nonsensical. Understanding these odd laws reminds us that legal systems adapt slowly, and some outdated rules may linger long after their original purpose has faded.